Have you ever wondered why bad things happen to good people? This is the intriguing question we're diving into today. It's a theme that has been a focal point of human curiosity for centuries, sparking debate among philosophers, theologians, and thinkers alike. From ancient Greece to modern times, this conundrum has been a cornerstone of philosophical discourse. Theologians have wrestled with this question as they attempt to reconcile their understanding of a benevolent deity with the harsh realities of our world. Thinkers from every corner of the globe have pondered this question, trying to make sense of the seeming injustice of life. This question touches on a wide array of topics, from the randomness of life and the perspective of good and bad, to the concept of karma and the problem of evil in theology. So if you've ever found yourself asking this question, you're certainly not alone. First, let's delve into the concept of randomness. Consider for a moment the vast, sprawling tapestry of existence. It's a complex web of interwoven events, decisions, and consequences, all of which are subject to the whims of chance. Yes, chance. That unpredictable, uncontrollable, and often unfathomable force that weaves itself into the fabric of our lives. It's the roll of a die, the flip of a coin, the sudden storm on a sunny day. It's the very essence of life's unpredictability. In this grand tapestry, each of us is but a single thread, our lives a series of knots and loops influenced by the forces of randomness. Sometimes these forces align in our favor, leading to good outcomes. Other times they don't, and we find ourselves facing challenges, disappointments, or even tragedies. Now, let's bring this into the context of our question. Why do bad things happen to good people? It's tempting to look for reasons, for cause and effect relationships that justify the trials and tribulations that good people face. But here's the thing, life, in all its randomness, doesn't discriminate. It doesn't single out the virtuous for punishment or the wicked for reward. It simply unfolds moment by moment, in ways that are often beyond our understanding. This isn't to say that our actions don't have consequences, or that we have no control over our lives, far from it. But it's important to recognize that not everything that happens to us, good or bad, is a direct result of our deeds. Sometimes it's just the roll of the dice. So, when we ask why bad things happen to good people, perhaps we're asking the wrong question. Instead, maybe we should be asking how we can navigate life's uncertainties with grace, resilience, and compassion. How we can turn the trials into triumphs, the challenges into opportunities for growth. So, one explanation is that life's randomness spares no one, not even the good. But what do we mean when we say good and bad? These terms are so deeply ingrained in our lexicon that we seldom pause to consider their relative and subjective nature. Our understanding of what constitutes good or bad is heavily influenced by our personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and the societal norms we've been raised with. Let's take a step back and think about it. Imagine a situation where you've been passed over for a promotion at work. You might initially perceive this as a bad event. You feel overlooked, underappreciated, and it seems like a setback in your career trajectory. But here's where perspective comes into play. Another person in the same situation might see this as an opportunity for growth. They might reflect on their performance and identify areas for improvement. They might even take this as a sign to explore other avenues or careers where their skills could be better utilized. What was initially brushed off as a bad event now becomes a catalyst for self-improvement and growth. And there's the rub. What we label as good or bad is not universal. It's a deeply personal and subjective interpretation of our experiences. Now, this isn't to say that we should dismiss all negative events as learning opportunities. Some experiences are objectively distressing and harmful, but it does highlight the power of perspective in shaping our interpretation of events. It's like looking at a glass of water. Some might see it as half full, some as half empty, while others might just be grateful for the glass of water itself. So, when we question why bad things happen to good people, it's important to remember that good and bad aren't absolute terms. They are fluid and often a matter of perspective. This is not to belittle the struggles that we face, but rather to highlight the power we hold in interpreting our experiences and shaping our reality. Thus, our perspective plays a significant role in how we perceive events in our lives. Another explanation takes us to the Eastern philosophy of karma. Karma is a Sanskrit word that means action, and it's a core concept in several Eastern philosophies, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. According to this belief system, our actions in this life or previous lives determine our fate. It's a cosmic principle of cause and effect where every action we take has consequences which could manifest immediately or may take lifetimes to unfold. Think of it like a ripple in a pond. When you toss a pebble into the water, it creates a series of ripples that spread outwards. Similarly, every action you take creates a ripple in the universe. And just as those ripples eventually return to the point of origin, the effects of your actions, good or bad, will eventually find their way back to you. But karma isn't as simple as a tit-for-tat repayment system. It's not about punishment or reward, but rather about learning and growth. It's a way for the universe to guide us towards becoming better versions of ourselves. That being said, it's important to note that karma is not a universally accepted explanation. Some may find it unsatisfactory or unfair. After all, it can be hard to swallow the idea that the misfortunes we face in this life are due to wrongdoings in a past life we have no memory of. And it raises difficult questions. If karma is the ultimate arbiter of justice, why do seemingly good people suffer while others who've caused harm live comfortably? These are valid critiques, and they highlight the complexity and mystery of life. Karma, like any philosophical or religious concept, is an attempt to make sense of the world and our place in it. It doesn't provide definitive answers, but rather offers a way to navigate the uncertainties of life. Karma then provides a different lens through which to view the question. Theologians too have wrestled with this question in what's known as the problem of evil. The problem of evil is the theological and philosophical conundrum that questions how a benevolent and omnipotent God could allow suffering. It's a question that has been at the heart of theological debates for centuries, and it's one that continues to perplex and challenge thinkers today. Some theologians argue that the existence of evil is a necessary consequence of free will. They posit that God, in his infinite wisdom and love, gave humans the freedom to choose their actions. Unfortunately, this freedom also includes the capacity to choose evil over good. This perspective suggests that evil is not a direct creation of God, but a byproduct of the liberty granted to mankind. Others propose the idea that suffering serves a greater purpose. They suggest that trials and tribulations are tools for spiritual growth, a way to build character, resilience, and empathy. In this view, suffering is not necessarily an evil to be avoided, but a crucible for refining the human spirit. Still, others delve into the mystery of divine providence. They assert that God, in his omniscience, has a master plan that we, with our limited understanding, cannot fully comprehend. They propose that what we perceive as evil or suffering might, in the grand scheme of divine wisdom, serve a higher, ultimately good purpose. Yet these responses, while providing some comfort, do not fully resolve the problem of evil. They leave us grappling with the reality of innocent suffering and the seemingly random distribution of pain and hardship. The problem of evil is a profound question that challenges our understanding of God, the nature of existence, and our place within it. It forces us to confront difficult truths about the world and ourselves. And while we may never fully resolve it, wrestling with this question can lead to deeper insights and a more nuanced understanding of our existence. The problem of evil remains one of the most profound questions in theology. So, why do bad things happen to good people? The answer to this question is as intricate as life itself. We've delved into the randomness of life, where good and bad things can happen without rhyme or reason. We've explored the perspective of good and bad, understanding that our definitions of these concepts can differ vastly based on our unique experiences and outlooks. We've pondered on the concept of karma, considering that our actions may have an unseen ripple effect. And we've broached the problem of evil in theology, a concept that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. Yet there is no definitive answer, no one-size-fits-all explanation. Instead, these philosophical and theological ideas provide us with different perspectives, different ways to approach and understand this complex question. Ultimately, it's a question that nudges us to reflect on our own experiences, beliefs, and understanding of life itself.